What's up, guys? It's your boy Prog. Welcome back to day 35 of the hard challenge. We are back. Feeling pretty good. I got some good sleep today. I would say I got like almost 7 hours of sleep. So honestly, not too bad. We did go for the walk some light. For the workout today, we are doing arms day. So if y'all want to skip over there, go right over there. Just before we get into the reading section, always question of the day. And that question is, what is the biggest thing you can do now that would change your life for the better? I literally had the best answer for this. People. I think, I don't know about y'all, but for me, I think it stems down to more of like a deeper inner child thing. And it definitely comes with attention. I feel like for me, when I was younger, I didn't get a lot of attention from like people, not that much anyways, and especially from girls. And I think that also roots up to the fact that whenever I meet people, even if it's for like a brief moment online and they start texting, I get like overly invested. I'm like, oh my God, my phone's blowing up. I'm like that. I'm Himothy. But it's like, bro, the thing is, like, these girls or guys, like, bro, they don't care about me like that. They just see me as some like online fucking person. They're like, just text them, whatever. But me, I take it kind of different. Cause I'm like, oh my God, like I don't really get text that often. Hold up, let me like invest more of my time and my effort and blah blah blah. And like I've come to realize, and this may sound egotistical, but I've come to realize that, bro, these people online that I meet, whether it be dating apps or just like online in general, like starting now, these people I meet online, bro, they ain't worth me. What the fuck? Who the fuck it? Bro, like I think that's like another thing that I need to lock in on, bro. Bro, my confidence is like absolute dog shit. Like even in basketball, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I'm not trying to be like like a guy that's like a dickhead, but it's like I think one thing that would make me better is that being more confident in myself and not letting these people online like trying to control the way I feel based on like how they're texting, how long they leave me on deliver for. Cause I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like starting now, if you slide in my DMs and I'm texting you or whatever, and like you take like what like 15 years to respond, bro, bye. I'll see you later. Actually, no, I'm not seeing you later. Bye. That's it. But yeah, that's one thing I'm definitely gonna do now. Being more confident, just overall, bro. Fuck you, in a nice way. Anyways, let's get on to the reading section. Yes, sir, bro. It's crazy how we already read this much already. That's wild. Anyways, we're going on to the book here. We're talking about we left off before an interview with someone, Virginian and an interviewer. So Virginie, that's a crazy name. I am not gonna lie. Oh, the homeboy Dylan sent a Snapchat. Virginie. Men and women just don't want the same thing. Maybe at the same point they do, but when you start a relationship, you have the feeling that they want different things. Interviewer asks, what, for example? Virginie, her name is crazy. Okay, let me give you an example. I started a new class in creative writing, and there is a young guy taking the class with me. Young, I mean really young, like 23. I'm 22. I'm pretty young then, hold up. So last week after the class, we stayed together, we talked a bit, and at some point he told me, look, I'd like to have sex with you. Crazy response. He said, okay. I responded I liked him as a person, but I was not sure I wanted to have sex and that I needed to know him more. After I said this, he stood up, paid for his coffee, and left just like that. Damn, he just in it for the gold mine. Oh, that's crazy. As soon as I said I wanted to figure things out, he said, okay, have a good night, and he left. Like I was a tissue he was throwing on the floor, a useless piece of junk. Damn, that's heartbreaking. As soon as this woman redefined the frame of reference, the man left, thus suggesting that the entry point of sexual relationships is a highly contested one because women experience casual sexuality sometimes as pleasurable and a source of agency and sometimes a dismissal of their slaves. For many of the women I spoke with, sexuality is constructed as undermining the possibility of being recognized as a person. Casual sex sometimes transforms the encounter into a zero-sum game. Her partner's pursuit of his sexual pleasure against her sense of self-worth, where self-worth is based on reciprocity and recognition. Y'all see that? I see that. I feel that. I'm not gonna lie. I just... Sorry. Uh... Anyways, while in patriarchal traditional societies, a woman's worth is indexed on her class and sexual virtue. In a regime of sexual freedom where the double bro, it's a typo. They put two does. See, it wasn't me like stuttering. They actually have two does. Where is it? I low-key lost it. Sexual freedom. Yeah. So in a regime of sexual freedom where the double standard is still prevalent, the locus of the woman's worth becomes fuzzy and uncertain. The automation of sexuality creates a built-in uncertainty about the very locus of worth, but the possibility of an emotional interaction about the very definition of the relationship about is telos and sequility, and about the very status of emotional and non-sexual selves. This is why women are by far and large culturally more ambivalent towards casual sex than men. Indeed, like the job site. But speaking of job site, bro, the job market is so cooked, bro. I'm trying to find a new job stuff. Indeed, as research shows, casual sex is a predicator of sexual regret among female college students. Well. Especially if intercourse took place less than 24 hours ago after meeting after meeting the man, and if there was no follow-up, based on a review of relevant studies. Elaine Eschbach and Gary Garrett argued that women were more likely to experience sexual regret than men. And that female participants were more likely than men to feel regretful or disappointed. They were also more likely to ruminate about a hookup and feel greater shame and self-doubt following the experience. In contrast, men were more likely to feel satisfied. These findings seem to confirm yet one more time that casual sex is congruent with a masculine form of sexuality. Gender differences are also found among lesbians and gay men, with lesbians women being more oriented to relationality than gay men. In a longitudinal, oh my god, I can't say that word, study of a woman who never had sex, and transitioned to sex, C.M. Grello et al., I guess that's her name, found that when examining and comparing adolescents who had transitioned to romantic sex with those who transitioned to casual sex, the latter were far more likely to suffer from symptoms of depression. To be object of violation or to commit crimes themselves. In a chapter on depression and adolescent romantic relationships, the authors wrote, young adolescent females who engage in sexual intercourse in both casual and in dating relationships shown the higher levels of depressive symptoms both before and after becoming sexual active. Other researchers have found that female college students with a history of casual sex had lower levels of self-esteem. Than women who have been involved in romantic sexual relationships, or even more surprising, who had no sexual experiences at all. Moreover, for women who have experienced guilt when having casual sex, the authors hypothesized that guilt may in turn lead to feeling uncomfortable or confused, which may be related to low self-esteem. More surprising, perhaps, is the fact that, contrary to authors' prediction that the sexual double standard would make women feel less self-esteem after a hookup, The authors found that both men and women had distinguished level of self-esteem. In many studies, in many studies, the correlation between low esteem effort and casual sex is a robust one. And while scholars dibble about the directionality of this correlation, it may be said that whatever the direction of correlation for women, casual sex does not enhance self worth. Despite the fact that sexuality has become a new form of capital for both sexes, something they pursue for pleasure and for status, the sexuality of women remains embedded in social relationships, while while male sexuality is more frequently and more likely to be disembedded, even morphing in a what we call meaningless sorry guys, meaningless sex. In Hamilton and Armstrong's what does it say? Fallacious formula? Women's sexuality is shaped by the relationship imperative. Many have interpreted that the presence of women's negative emotions in casual sex as an indication of the still powerful shame cultured around sex and the looming presence of the double standard. Men can engage in casual sex without incurring symbolic penalty. This interpretation has the main merit of reminding us that the power of patriarchy still looms large, that men and women are subject to different sexual norms, that men have more sexual freedom, and that women's sexuality is constrained by normative and sexist pressures. But this explanation has also the flaw of implicity, taking men's sexuality as the reference point by which sexuality should be evaluated. Indeed, as argued above, casual sexuality has been modeled on a masculine's view of sexuality. To claim that only detached sex is liberated sex implicitly endorses the equivalence between free sex and detached sexuality, and between male sexuality and free sexuality. Embedded sexual, bro, they're saying sexuality too many goddamn times. Embedded sexuality is more likely to reflect the woman's position in the sexual field, not only because traditionally women implicitly themselves more fully, they exchange sexuality for something meaningful, such as economic resources and social status. But also, because men and women have different positions in the social production of care, because men's identity is not geared to childbirth or caregiving, because the social organization of patriarchy makes men the object of women's care rather than providers of care, because marriage and motherhood remain for many women crucial to their identity and socioeconomic status, the sexuality of women is far more likely to be relational than for men's. For women, care and relationships are at one, and at the same time, a social role, an economic position, and an emotional culturally identity. To this extent, relationality remains central in the woman's sexuality because it reflects the fact that women bear the lion's share in the economic, culture, and social production of care. This is the reason why men and women are likely to have different attitudes and positions in the experience of casual sex, with women more likely to experience it as an experience conflicted with the cultivation of relationships and emotions. The tense between the detached and relational modes is illustrated by Claire, a 52-year-old CEO of a powerful French firm. She has no children and has had two stable relationships that both ended. The first after 19 years, the second after 3 years. Damn, 19 years ended? Holy shit, bro. Go get back your soulmate. 19 years? She claims to have had many sexual relationships with men. Claire. At this point in my life, I'm looking for a man to sleep with. Not even very frequently. Once a week would be very satisfying. Interviewer asks, you want a sexual relationship with a man once a week? Claire, no, of course that's not what I want. I would prefer to have the whole package, the whole thing, love, living life, but it seems so difficult when I'm willing to settle for weekly sex. Interviewer asks, so if you want this whole package as you put it, I'm sorry, why would you want something else? Actually, Claire, I do need the sex. I thought it would be easier to find a real full relationship, but I can't. Then I will just settle for sex. Laughs. Come on. It's important to have someone hug your body once a week. Who wants to hug me, bro? I'm feeling kind of... and also, if you don't put pressure on them, if you don't project this, I want the whole thing, maybe they are more likely to want to settle for no strings attached relationships. A relationship with no expectation is lighter, much easier to manage. Men can't stand women who have expectations. That's when things become complicated. When you have expectations, you become more easily to hurt and disappointed. Message. You have to start negotiating. Two people never have the same image of how to do things, so maybe sex with no expectations is the safest way of having a relationship. A sexual relation is just pleasure without the hassle of dealing with another person's emotional baggage. But that's the thing I don't understand though. It's like, okay, yeah, I get that, but like, you gotta like, if you're gonna hook up with someone, at least, well, first of all, don't. But if you have to, it's like, at least make sure the other person is like, up to your standards. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I wouldn't ever hook up with someone, but it's like, if I ever did, it's like, they got I'm gonna be testing them. I'm gonna be asking them questions about, their life and all that bullshit. I don't know how to explain it, but like, I feel like when it comes to sexual things, it's very important to do it with someone that you actually love. In my opinion, I'm obviously, people got their opinions, but for me, do it to someone you love. And if it's not, make sure they're worth you, because you are the prize, bruh. You are the prize. Like, are they even worth me? Let's be for real. They might not be. Anyways, this quote indicates a few interesting elements. Sexuality is viewed as a terrain in which is easier to meet men, with emotions appearing as volatile and uncertain, implicating expectations and disappointment. Emotions rather than sexuality now produce anxiety because they are perceived to threaten actors, claim to anonymity. While the rules for sexual relationships seem clear and simple, the rules for an emotional relationship seem exclusive and difficult. It is interesting to observe that this otherwise extremely articulate and attractive woman has willingly subsided her expectations of relationships under a sex-only bond because sexuality does not threaten men's claim to anonymity. She is willing to settle for what she perceives as an emotional relationship as long as it regularly satisfies her sexual needs. That's crazy. Suggesting that sexuality is both an interactional terrain, easier to negotiate, and that it is a ontological reality more powerful than the emotional one. Sexuality does not implicit uncertainty, while the traditional stuff of unconsciousness, intentions, expectations, emotions does. Sexuality replaces emotionality as a source of relationships. As a wide-quoted article in Variety put it, people used to meet their partners through proximity, through family and friends, but now you have the internet meeting is surpassing every other form. The lengthy, heartfelt emails exchanged by the main characters in the movie You Got Mail seem positively Victorian in comparison to the message sent on the average dating app. I'll get a text that says, "Wanna bang," says Jennifer, 22, a senior at Indiana University Southeast in New Alabama. They'll tell you, "Come over and sit on my face," says her fit friend. Okay, but can you come over and sit on my face? Bro, a brother can't have ambition? Nah, I'm just fucking around. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, last page. Given the sexualization relies on an epistemology of relationships, crazy word, based on the body, is that the body that provides a reliable source of knowledge, that the interaction and becomes the anchor to initiate the interaction. Casual sex thus reflects a widespread of sexualization defined by scholars as containing any one of the following four components. 1. Sexual appeal is the sole determinant of a person's value. 2. Sexual appeal is based on physical attractiveness, narrows to define. 3. One partner is at least sexual objectified. Or 4. Sexuality is so persuasive that it can be focused on people. Sexualization then is the fact that sexuality embeds and pervades many or more or most interactions and many or most social groups. The American Psychology Association Task Force, crazy word, views sexualization as the opposite to healthy sexuality, which implies mutuality. Okay? But my point of sexualization is different. In my views, the major problem with an effect of sexualization is that it's making the body the prime terrain of interaction. It also makes emotional expression and exchange illegitimate and uncertain, and foregrounds the body as a source of interpersonal knowledge. It thus renders the process of social recognition contradictory, located sometimes in the body and sometimes in the self, where these two modes of self-knowledge do not always overlap. Because bodies are viewed as separate and anonymous in espinology, bro, I don't know how to say that word, of relations that relies on the body is not easily reconciled with sociality based on reciprocity. Pierre Bourdieu showed, for example, that temporarily and expectations of futures return structured the exchange of the gift, thus making reciprocal sociality steeped in time. Temporality and the future are inherent in reciprocity. Yet, since the casual sexuality of pleasure is more or less instantaneous, this disconnects the social exchange for the future. Casual sex differs from traditional sociability, conventionally based on based on mutuality, narrative, expectations, and projections in the future. It also differs from interactions with strangers, where non-mutuality is scripted, expected, and non-negotiable. Casual sex is is uncertain from a form of interaction because it admits a wide spectrum of possibilities. For sociologists and economics, uncertainty is precisely about expectations and more exactly about the difficulty in producing images and negotiating expectations. Okay, so that was the last page for today. I know it was quite the yap session. My bad, Americans / Canadians / any other viewer. But yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense. Like, when they're talking about women that hook up, so I'm like slouching a lot. When they're talking about women that hook up leads to them having more depressive feeling and like low self-esteem, I think that's really like, I mean, that speaks volumes. I feel like one reason to why these girls hook up with people is because like they just feel like they're not pretty, you know. They got low self-esteem and they're like, oh my god, like no one thinks I'm hot. Oh my god, what the heliante? And then after that, when they get with someone and they do that whole deed process, blah blah blah, they hook up, and after the hookup, they're like, oh my god, like I did that, like I got that guy. But trust me, the guy doesn't even care. He's onto the very next, and that's what probably like amplifies her feeling of like, oh my god, there's no one loves me, blah blah blah. Well, anyways, I'm not a girl, so I can't really. I'm not outside, or I'm not a girl. I'm not a baddie, so I can't really confirm these kind of allegations or kind of things I'm saying. If you're a baddie, first of all, DM me. Second of all, comment down below your opinion on hookups, because trust me, like, it's crazy world. Anyways, that's the reading for today. I know it's kind of lengthy, but on to the arm workout. Arm day. Okay, we're just starting off with some skull crushes. Feeling pretty good. This is 25 pounds. I think I ripped out like 6 on each arm, so not too shabby dabby. Oh, we're starting off with the left because my left arm is strong, weaker. I've come to notice that like my left bicep is stronger than my right now, which is like, I think I don't know, man. But anyways, we're doing some seated bicep curls. This is 25 pounds. For my first set, like this is actually my second set. My first set I actually did 30, but I only clocked out like 3 reps, so it's kind of weak. I need to still keep working on these until I can hit 30s. But for now, sticking to 25. You feel me? Next workout, we are doing some overhead triceps, some light for me. These feel pretty good, but after Japan, I will be going to a gym, or probably most likely will. So, and I don't know about filming there, so I don't really know yet, but I'll be able to work out my tricep better there. And then now we're doing some hammer curls. Honestly, my arms are looking pretty big. I mean, that's because I got a pump. So any viewers watching or anyone that's new to the gym,
if you get a good workout in, you're gonna get a pump because all the blood is like flowing into your muscles. But after a while, it like deflates again. So for now, my arms look kind of crazy, but in reality, they're not. And then we're finishing off with some reverse dumbbell curls because type shit. Boom! Your boy's looking kind of sexy, Bro, I got that annoying ass pimple on my left pec, bro. What the heliante, bro? That's just mad annoying. Anyways, feeling pretty good. And then for breakfast, literally like the exact same thing as yesterday. A scoop of protein powder, a scoop of oatmeal, creatine, coffee beans, 1 spoon of peanut butter, and a lot of raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries with water. No milk. Blend that all up. Yummy, yummy. Let's get on to the lunch. Okay, for lunch we got two drumsticks. I peeled off the meat, only no bone. Then we got some lean beef in there with some garlic powder, sprinkle, sprinkle. And on the side, we got some salad, cabbage salad. Overall, pretty good. I upped my protein today, so feeling pretty good. And then for dinner, literally like the exact same thing. I had the leftover lettuce. There was some leftover noodles and then some more beef. Overall, pretty good, making sure that, eating more protein. But I feel like today I may have eaten overboard. So for tomorrow, I'm going to chill. But hey, thank you guys for watching the video. That is day 35 complete. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 36. And guys, there's literally like, including today, there's 9? There's 9 more days. Or 10? 9, 10? Literally a week and like 2 days until the final episode, the final video. And I'm off to Japan. But hey, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys, like me being, I don't know, an idiot. Peace.